happy Milos Kerkez Monday in the building, guys. Even this is happening faster than we expected. Truly, what a time to be alive. What a time to be a Red. Imagine being us. So the latest bomba news from the one and only David Ornstein, you guys, is that Milos Kerkez is set to fly into the UK from Belgrade and undergo his medical today ahead of completing a move from Liverpool Football Club, from Bournemouth to Liverpool Football Club. The 21-year-old Bournemouth left-back is going to be joining Liverpool for a fee of around £40 million, and the Hungary international is expected to sign a 5-year deal at Anfield. Guys, what are we saying? He's expected to be officially announced on Tuesday, though. So he's going to be coming in today. He's going to be coming into Liverpool, into the UK again to complete his medical. Probably that's going to take up the whole day, kind of the medical aspect, and they do film that because that's eventually going to be a vlog that's put out onto the YouTube. But yeah, you guys, the official announcement is expected to be tomorrow. Tomorrow is when we'll get the official announcement, apparently. I think we still make 2 signings after Kerkez. The reason I still think we make 2 signings is I think there'll be a lot of outgoings. And I'll tell you guys the outgoings I think right now. But my prediction is that overall we're going to sign 5 players for the summer. And I think the next 2 probably aren't coming in to be direct starters like these 3 could be. So we've already raised quite a lot of money from selling Kelleher, Trent, and Kwanzaa. Those 3 are done. On top of those, I think Robbo could leave. I think Tyler Morn could leave. I think Harvey Elliott could leave. I think Jota could potentially leave. Darwin will leave. And I think Lucho could potentially leave. And Chiesa could potentially leave. So I think 2 or 3 of our 6 attackers could potentially leave. And then those other positions I just mentioned to you. So all of those players that could potentially be outgoings is why I think this summer we might make 4 to 5 signings. So I don't think this is done. Even though I think now we're going to be quiet for a bit. We're going to be quiet for a bit on the side of incomings. I think on the side of incomings, for sure, we're going to be more quiet. But a lot of outgoings are going to be expected. I think a lot of outgoings will be coming soon. Any optimism on Ibou's contract? Honestly, I'm a little bit worried. The reason I'm a little bit worried about the contract situation of Ibou is there hasn't been any optimistic news from anywhere saying that there's been progression in the talks. You know, that's my only concern. And the fact that I hope that we don't kind of let it wait into the season like we did with Salah and Trent and Virgil last season, because it just ends up making a lot of headlines. I just wanted to get it done. I really want him to just renew so we can move on from that and know that he's going to stay for many, many years, you know. But yeah, I have to say I'm not completely confident right now. I'm not completely confident. I worry a little bit that the Marc Guéhi news might not be to replace Kwanzaa because it seems like he wants to be a starter. My worry is that if Guéhi comes in, that we're potentially thinking that he could replace Ibou Konate. I don't know, but that's just what some of the reports have been saying. God, I just hope that's not what it is, and I hope that he just comes in to be that third center back whenever Virgil needs a rest or Ibou needs a rest. But I really hope he's not Ibou's replacement, because I don't see him being a like-for-like replacement, and I really think it would be a mistake to not keep Ibou Konate because he's ready-made. He's still young, and even though actually Guéhi is younger than Ibou, but again, Ibou is proven at the Champions League level, at the highest level, you know. The only thing preventing Guéhi from joining is the game time. Yep. And that's why Hato, I agree, would make some sense. But that's if the way he could be guaranteed minutes if Ibou doesn't end up staying. And we probably have a good idea right now whether he's going to stay or not behind the scenes, because they're definitely in negotiations over that extension. And they must know whether they're confident or not that he will stay. They have all that info, you know. Susan says, hey, Leo, do you think Guéhi is definite? No, I don't think so. The reason I don't think it's definite, I think we definitely want him. But all the reports are saying that Marc Guéhi, because it's going to be competitive to be that starting center back for England at the World Cup, he definitely needs to be in a team where he starts week in, week out in the Premier League. So he's going to be talking to Liverpool and saying, like, listen, I really desperately want to join you, but if I'm going to be second fiddle to Virgil and Ibou, and I'm just going to play in the cup competitions, then I can't join you right now. I can maybe join you next summer, but right now, I just need regular minutes all the time. So I'm not sure exactly what will happen. And I can understand that because remember, for many players, he's going to be what, 25? I think he's going to be 25 at the World Cup. This is his prime. Like your biggest dream as a player, no matter how much you love your club, this and that, to represent your nation at a World Cup, that's got to be up there with the all-time things that you want. You know what I mean? So I think it's very much dependent on that, and we shall see what ends up happening, you know? Harvey Elliott says he wants to leave Liverpool. Yeah, and it looks like Brighton are interested as well. But that's my only concern, Susan. My only concern is if Guehi signs, I think it might be an indication that maybe Ibou will leave, and I would be devastated by that news because I really want Ibou Konate to stay. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's hard to know exactly, but that scares me a little bit, to be honest. Reflex Expert says, are Harvey and Endo staying now? I think Harvey will leave. It looks like there's a number of clubs interested, including Brighton. I don't think he's going to stay and probably play less minutes than he did last season. No chance of that. In this moment in time in his career, I don't see that for him. I think he'll leave, but Endo has already come out and said that he wants to stay. You know what I mean? And that he's okay with this kind of squad role that he had last season. So I think he will stay. And he's the model professional, so I think he's also the dream for Adnislop, because if we have an injury crisis, let's just say, you always have to be prepared for that, for like a plan C. Endo is that type of player where in many positions you'd put him there and you know he'd step up for you with solid performances. You know what I mean? Do you think Wirtz will be like a Coutinho regen? I don't like to compare players from the past to the present, though. I just don't like that. But do I think there's similarities between them? 100%, because I don't think we've had a midfield player like Coutinho at the club until now. And what I mean is a player who's just a magician on the ball, who can create something out of nothing. That's what Wirtz brings you. And where will he probably be most important, Florian Wirtz? In games like last season against PSG, where you need that special bit of magic that's going to be a difference maker. And I think that's what we've signed Wirtz for. He's a gem on the ball and very hard working off the ball. And that's why I think we see him as an X factor. And Coutinho definitely was that. Coutinho was that type of player where in tight spaces, you felt like he could really do anything when he was on it. You know, I remember the last 6 months, he was on a different level. So I think I agree that you could say they're similar in the sense of kind of magicians on the ball to dictate the tempo in the final third. Yes. But I think Florian Wirtz is even more direct than Coutinho was. And Florian Wirtz is probably harder worker off the ball. So that's why we've decided to go so big on him. You know what I mean? Wait, I want to see if this is actually real. Apparently on the Wirtz picture, guys, look, apparently on the Wirtz picture, let me have a look. Wait, no way, guys, look at this. Guys, have a look at this. So Liverpool posted a picture of Wirtz looking at a Liverpool jersey. So obviously people are going to talk about what number Wirtz could be wearing. Look, this is the picture for context. This is the picture of Florian Wirtz with the Liverpool kit. Look at the comments. Mo Salah says number 8, Dominic Szoboszlai. Bro. No way. That's about to become a rivalry within our club. Jeez. That's about to become a rivalry.